Secretary of State Hillary Clinton hailed the bravery of British troops fighting alongside Americans and praised British Foreign Secretary David Miliband's approach in the region.
His analysis of the way forward is very much consistent with ours, and we will continue to stand shoulder to shoulder in pursuit of our common objectives.
Clinton was speaking at a joint news conference with Miliband after a meeting at the State Department. Miliband said Monday at NATO headquarters that while hardline fundamentalists must be pursued relentlessly, ordinary rank-and-file Taliban should be given the opportunity to reconcile with the Afghan government. Afghan President Hamid Karzai has also offered to reconcile with the Taliban if they publicly denounce and shun violence. Miliband stressed that while his country intends to stay the course of the mission, the Afghan government needs to take a bigger responsibility for its own security.
The biggest increase in troop numbers in the next few years is not going to be Brits or Americans, it's going to be Afghans. And the heart of the strategy is to build up the Afghan security forces.
Secretary Clinton agreed with Miliband that the Afghans ultimately must be part of the clear hold and build strategy.
It requires holding ultimately by the Afghan people themselves through their Afghan National Army and through a trained and well-deployed professional police force.
Later at a news conference, U.S. Special Envoy Richard Holbrooke stressed that the number of Afghan National Army troops needs to be increased.
After the election, this will be a subject we will look at in conjunction with the new government. We'll see what the needs are, and then we'll see how we can support them.
He said Afghanistan's elections on August 20th are very significant because these are the first contested elections in 30 years. What kind of election does he expect?
An election whose outcome is accepted as legitimate by the Afghan people and the world, which reflects the desires of those who vote. Not everyone's going to vote. There'll be areas where the polling places will not be able to open because of security. Everybody understands that.
Ambassador Holbrooke said there are some problems in almost any democratic elections, and the Afghan elections are more complicated because they are being held in the middle of a war. Ravi, Khanna, VOA News, Washington.